how's it going? Would you like some more information about what we're showing?
I'm pretty familiar with this.
Oh yeah?
What are you guys doing it for? What?
So our goal is to basically end animal abuse. And the way that we see it, humans using animals is humans abusing animals in any case where it's not necessary to abuse them.
Pretty sad.
Yeah. Would it be fair to say that you're against like abusing animals? You seem like
we eat pretty vegan. I mean, I still like meat. So.
Do you have a reason for eating? Like when you say pretty vegan, you mean like pretty plant-based?
Yeah, I do like maybe just 1% meat every once in a while, but.
What's your reason for, like, if somebody said, like, hey man, like, why don't you eat more meat? Like, why? What would you say? Is it for health that you're eating less, or?
Well, yeah, I don't agree the way they mass produce it. One, there's a lot of cruelty on it.
Oh, so you do have an ethical.
There's also, yeah, a
reason.
Like, it's not good for you either.
Good for you, like, well, health-wise, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what you say about like the cruelty aspect, you're against that, right? That's why you're kind of like trying to divest from it, right? Even if, like, let's say you found out that meat was really good for you, you're saying that you would still probably refrain from it for ethical reasons?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, it's not like the free range is not free range. Like, it's like a little window.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're pumped with corn to death, pretty much. They can't even walk, so I'm pretty familiar.
Yeah. Do you think that there's like a kind way to turn an animal into meat? Like, you know, or do you think that in any case, like if you're taking their life from them, that it's cruel no matter what?
I mean, there's different opinions on it, you know? But I don't know. I don't think I'm being appointed a judge of that.
Yeah.
Why? What do you think?
Well, I think that when you don't have a necessity, then it's cruel to like end an animal's life. If you think about it, they don't have any property, like they're not able to have money, they don't have pockets, you know, they can't have anything other than just their own life, their own bodily autonomy. And when we mutilate them or when we kill them, let's just stick with killing them, like we're taking away the only thing that they have, which is their life. Like everything that they have, all the experiences they can have. It's similar to, like, let's say, you know, if you were to decide whether, you know, let's say that you were going to have a trolley problem and it's either going to run over, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's like a dilemma. Like, would you rather have a train, if you couldn't help it, run over elderly people or run over, like, babies? You know, I'd rather have it run over elderly people because there's less life ahead of them, you know? And to me, that the fact that these animals...
Both are wrong,
oh, of course. Of course, but if you had to, you know what I mean, then that's that scenario. In this case, though,
I don't know, where would you do? Yeah.
In this scenario, we don't have to be doing any of this. It's all completely unnecessary. It's all wasteful too. It's bad for our health, and it's unbelievably cruel to animals. But obviously in veganism, there's going to be lots of different ways to eat vegan. People can eat a plant-based diet that's only chips and soda, or somebody can eat...
How do you get all this footage?
That's a really good question. It's all undercover. None of these companies obviously don't release this footage for people to watch.
This is bail, right?
It's what?
Bail? What they call bail?
Oh, yeah, I believe so. You know, since that you know, he or she is still, like, you know, suckling on the little thing that's about to kill him or her, you know, because they're still babies. They still have all the baby instincts, you know, instincts of a baby.
I mean, you can remove evil man, but you can't remove evil out of man. We all have our own sinful nature.
Sure. But the thing is,
one of the ways.
Yeah.
We experience that. But
Sure. I mean, and I would say that, you know, out of the many different ways that somebody can kind of be like, have darkness or like sinfulness inside of them, this one is horrible in that it's implicating victims, you know? If you think about, like, let's say somebody is like doing drugs or something like that, or like drinking alcohol, and they're harming themselves themselves, they might be harming others too, you know. But in this sense, they're completely being victimized by these decisions. Like for a human to make a very quick decision of choosing whether to pick the vegan option or whether to pick the non-vegan option, it's basically condemning them to a whole life of nothingness, for it to be worth nothing other than just a palate pleasure, like a 15-minute sandwich.
Yeah, well, no one's righteous, not even one.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, like I can't stop people from sexually molesting children, for example. I can't stop it.
I mean,
but I don't have to do it, right? I can at least be one person who's not.
We can. We have to stand up from good, regardless of.
That's it. That you summed it up right there. That's all that it's about. You know, their freedom is being denied to them. They're an oppressed class. You know, just like around the world, there are oppressed classes people are standing up for.
I mean, we're doing worse for humanity. I mean, we're killing our own children in America, and we're calling it women's rights. So, what can we expect of animals if we don't even treat our own kind the same?
I see what you're saying, and it's kind of a thing that sometimes even among vegans, people will fall back into and say, "Hey, we're focused so much on these animals, but like, what about, let's say, slaughterhouse workers, or what about farmers' jobs, for example? What are they going to do?" But ultimately, we have to realize that these animals don't owe us anything. In fact, like, we probably owe them something, and that's just our apologies.
Well, ultimately, we'll have to be accountable of our actions, not to anyone, but to the one who made all this. So, this suffering will end. As long as
do you think that this injustice will end, though?
Yeah.
Do you think animal agriculture will end?
It is promised that it will end.
It's promised?
It's been promised.
How so?
It's been written by the one who made all this.
Where? I would love to know. Or I guess if you feel comfortable sharing.
If the
Because I would love to believe that this is going to end. Sometimes I doubt it. Sometimes
There is only one book in this planet that has evidence of an extraterrestrial origin. If you do your own research, you'll find that book, and then you will find the one who made you, and the one. If he is real, then you talk to him, and he will hear you. But he did promise a long time ago that all this cruelty would be around, because it's not about.
Will be around or will end?
No, that because we have the freedom of choosing what's good and what's evil, like you,
free will,
as a human being, have the ability to decide. Like pedophiles think that molesting children is a good thing. People who eat meat think that that's a good thing.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, somebody could be a pedophile and refrain from molesting children, right? I mean, and somebody could crave to kill animals and not do it, right?
I'm talking about the ones who choose to do it. For them, there's nothing wrong.
Not necessarily. Do you think somebody can do something knowing that they're doing something wrong?
That eat milk and eat meat, and they think they're doing a good thing. They have no moral conflict about it. You and I might have it. That's our conscience. It's able to empathize with the feelings and the suffering of the animals.
Yeah, empathy.
So it's a good thing, because who made this world said that he wrote that on our hearts. He wrote his own norms and standards, and he's the source of all good. And then he did promise that all these things would happen. He promised that all this evil would come to the world, but it also came and defeated. And he said that all this will end. So this life is the only chance we have to either choose to follow him or follow our own will.
And do you think that you'd want to be a part of that suffering ending?
Well, I am not, and I am a part of the ending, because I preach it and share it.
Yeah. So do you think that like being vegan is more in line with that ideal world where there's only well-being and not fear and suffering?
The sign of the human being was for us to eat only vegetables.
And fruits too, of course, right? Like you mean vegetation, like stuff that grows out of the earth. I got you. Yeah, yeah. Not. I don't want to be hypercritical. I got you. Yeah, I agree. So what do you think is stopping you from deciding to be vegan?
I am pretty much like 99% vegan. Like I said, I eat like very little meat or eggs or
the way that I see it, I understand what you're describing in that like veganism is being referred to in what you're referring to as a plant-based diet. I would say that I don't think it's really possible to be 99% vegan because veganism is an ethical stance against animal abuse. So I would say maybe you eat like a 99% plant-based diet, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
compared to
I'm also an asshole and very selfish human being that I need to be changed. So.
Oh, that's really honest. That's really refreshing.
I am like in the past, I had no problem killing them and eating them. So yeah, unfortunately, as long as I can't deny it, but I won't. Like
Let me ask you this: do you think veganism is more in line with how you want to live?
I just told you.
No, not the ideal world, but how you want to live. Like your actions that you want to bring forth into the world. Like, do you think that if you were vegan, it would be a good match with your conscience, your internal ethical?
I don't have any problems killing an animal and eating it, but because I empathize with them too, then I
sounds like maybe you do have a bit of a problem with it then.
I don't have problems. I'm sure you have problems in the different areas of your life, but you might just don't recognize
Just ignore it. Yeah. And that's what's called cognitive dissonance, where our actions are in conflict with our values. Like, you know, if you believed yourself to be against...
that's the human nature, my friend.
Yeah, it's very true. We do rationalize things a lot. That's very true.
That's why we need an external moral standard that doesn't belong to this world to decide and tell us what is good and what is evil and not choose it by ourselves.
Perhaps, yeah. I'm definitely not going to argue against that. It's an interesting something I'll have to meditate on maybe. But hey, I appreciate you stopping.
What's your name?
I'm Haas.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for stopping.
Sorry, I'm not the best human.
Sorry, my hands go. No, thanks for stopping. And I record these videos. I have like a little camera set up there. If it's all right for me to just like post it on my channel and stuff, that'd be much appreciated.
Sure, man.
Awesome. I appreciate it again. Thanks so much. Sorry?
I'm Giuseppe, and the book I was talking about is the Bible. If you ever want to read it, you don't have to.
I have a copy, but I do read it from time to time, and I appreciate your stopping again. If you want to look more into this footage, it's called Dominion. Is this?
Do you have a card or something?
We do have cards. Can you hold tight just one? Thanks. Oh, thanks, Chris. Here you go, my friend.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, thanks again for stopping by. Take care. Have a great day.
Have a good one.
You too.